Once upon a time, in the serene village of Duru, humans and mystical creatures coexisted peacefully. Among them lived a young woman named Obiora, whose beauty was matched only by her kind and gentle nature. Villagers admired her deeply, and many suitors vied for her heart, declaring, "Obiora, you are so lovely, will you marry me?" But she always smiled and replied, "Thank you, but I'm not ready." Obiora was a mystery to the villagers. Every day, she brought the freshest fruits and vegetables to the market, which quickly became the most sought-after goods. Yet no one knew where she lived. She would arrive early and leave before sunset, keeping her home a secret. This air of mystery sparked curiosity, and the villagers often whispered, "Where does Obiora go? Where does she live?" One sunny day, a handsome traveler named Emma arrived in Duru's market. As he browsed the stalls, his eyes landed on Obiora, and he was struck by her radiant beauty. Gathering his courage, he approached her. "Hello, my name is Emma. What's yours?" She smiled softly and replied, "I'm Obiora. How can I help you today?" Emma was enchanted by her gentle voice and bought some fruits, lingering to chat about the village and its wonders. Their conversation left him captivated. Day after day, Emma returned to the market, eager to see her. Their bond grew stronger, and soon he realized he was falling in love. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the market began to empty, Emma noticed Obiora packing her wares. Concerned, he offered, "Let me walk you home. It's not safe to go alone in the dark." Obiora hesitated, but his earnestness won her over, and she agreed. And so began a journey that would unveil not only Obiora's closely guarded secret but also the true magic of her life in Duru. As Obiora and Emma walked along the quiet path, the sky grew darker, and a cold breeze swept through the air. The once calming night began to feel unsettling. Suddenly, Emma felt an icy touch on his back. Startled, he spun around, but no one was there. His heart pounded in his chest as unease crept over him. He glanced at Obiora, who walked ahead with an unshaken calmness, as though she hadn't noticed anything unusual. Unable to shake his fear, Emma stopped in his tracks. "Obiora," he said, his voice trembling, "I think I should go back. It's getting too dark." Obiora turned to him with her ever-gentle smile. "It's okay, Emma," she said softly. "You can go back if you're scared." Her words were kind, but something about her calmness in the eerie atmosphere unnerved him. With a quick nod, Emma turned and hurried back towards the village. The fear in his heart urged him to run, and he didn't stop until he reached the safety of his home. From that night on, Emma never returned to the market. The memory of the cold hand and the creeping darkness haunted him. The villagers noticed his sudden absence and whispered among themselves, but no one could uncover the reason. Obiora missed his daily visits but remained quiet, continuing her tranquil life in the village. Yet behind her serene demeanor lay a secret she had carefully guarded. Obiora was no ordinary girl. She belonged to the magical forest beyond Duru, where her family resided. Her family wasn't human. They possessed the ability to take on different forms. Obiora, however, was unique among them, able to appear human all the time. Her parents loved her dearly but were fiercely protective, often warning her, "Obiora, you must not marry a human. Our world and theirs are too different." They feared the consequences of her growing connections with the villagers. When Emma had started showing interest in her, her family had grown wary. The night he walked her home, her family had silently watched from the shadows, their protective instincts guiding their actions. The icy touch Emma had felt was no accident, it was a warning. Obiora understood why they did it, but deep in her heart, she couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness for what might have been. Life in Duru returned to its quiet rhythm, and Obiora continued her days as the mysterious girl of the market, admired from afar but forever keeping her true self hidden. After Emma began visiting Obiora at the market, her parents grew increasingly worried. They feared she might fall in love with him, a human, which went against their strict warnings. Determined to protect her, they devised a plan to scare him away. The cold hand Emma felt that fateful night was no accident, it was a trick played by her family to keep him away from Obiora. Obiora, however, was heartbroken. She had grown fond of Emma and longed to form bonds with the villagers. She dreamed of a life where she could make her own choices, free from the rules of her magical family. Finally, she made a life-changing decision. She would leave the forest and live among the humans in Duru village. One quiet morning, Obiora ventured deep into the magical forest to bid farewell to her family. Standing before them, she said with a heavy heart, "I love you all, but I want to live my own life. I want to be free to make my own choices." Her parents, though saddened, understood her wishes. They gave her one final warning: be careful, Obiora. The world outside can be harsh. With tears in her eyes and resolve in her heart, Obiora left the forest behind and settled in Duru village. She hoped for happiness and maybe even love among the humans. At the market, she continued to sell her goods, charming the villagers with her beauty and kindness. Yet, she kept her origins a secret, and to them, she was simply the mysterious girl with the freshest produce. As Obiora adjusted to her new life, she felt a mix of freedom and fear. The weight of her family's warnings lingered in her mind, and she knew that to truly sever ties with her past, she needed help. She decided to seek out Abri's shrine, a sacred place where a powerful spirit was known to aid those seeking protection and guidance. Obiora hoped that Abri could shield her from her family's pull and help her fully embrace her new life among the humans. Seeking a life of her own, Obiora made her way to Abri's shrine, a sacred place where the powerful spirit Abri was known to aid those in need. She kneeled before the glowing altar, her voice soft but resolute. "Great Abri, I wish to sever all connections with my family. I want to live freely in Duru village, away from their control." From the soft glow of the shrine, Abri appeared, their form radiating wisdom and serenity. The spirit listened to Obiora's plea and nodded in understanding. "Your wish is clear, Obiora," Abri said. "I will grant you the freedom you seek. But be warned, your family will not take this lightly. They may try to curse you to bring you back." With unwavering courage, Obiora nodded. "I understand," she said. "I am ready to face whatever comes." Abri raised a luminous hand, and with a wave, the bond tying Obiora to her family was severed. For the first time, she was truly free. But as Abri had warned, her family was furious when they realized their connection to Obiora was gone. In her sorrow and anger, Obiora's mother whispered a curse into the winds. "May you never find happiness with a human. May they always leave you in despair." Despite the heavy curse hanging over her, Obiora remained in Duru village. She continued her peaceful life, selling her goods in the market and building friendships with the villagers. Though the shadow of the curse lingered, her determination to find love and belonging never wavered. She kept her gentle and kind nature, believing that one day she would meet someone who could see beyond the curse and love her for who she truly was. One day, a well-known merchant named Callow arrived in the village. His reputation as a wise and kind man preceded him, and his presence brought excitement to the bustling market. When Callow met Obiora, he was immediately drawn to her warmth and grace, unaware of the curse that loomed over her. As their paths intertwined, the question lingered: would Callow be the one to break the curse and bring light to Obiora's shadowed world? Callow was a traveling merchant, renowned for his fine cloth and exquisite garments. His friendly demeanor and charm made him well-liked wherever he went. One day, as he wandered through Duru's market, his eyes fell on Obiora. Her beauty and grace captivated him instantly. "Who is this lovely girl?" he thought. With a warm smile, Callow approached her. "Hello, I'm Callow," he said. I travel from village to village selling beautiful cloth. You must be Obiora, the girl everyone talks about. Obiora returned his smile, her voice as gentle as ever. Yes, that's me. It's nice to meet you, Callow. Callow began visiting the market more frequently, always stopping by Obiora's stall. They shared conversations filled with laughter, and Callow found himself enchanted not just by her beauty but by her kind and gentle nature. Over time, his feelings deepened, and he realized he wanted to spend his life with her. One day, he gathered his courage and said, Obiora, I like you very much. Will you marry me and come live with my family? Obiora, wary of love because of her past and the curse whispered by her mother, felt a flicker of hope in her heart. After a moment's thought, she agreed to meet Callow's family. Callow was overjoyed and brought her to his village to introduce her to his parents. However, his mother, though polite, regarded Obiora with suspicion. She had heard rumors of Obiora's mysterious past and the strange occurrences that seemed to follow her. This girl is beautiful, but there's something off about her, Callow's mother thought, her frown betraying her unease. Despite Obiora's efforts to make a good impression, the shadow of her past lingered, threatening to complicate her hopes for a new life with Callow. As the evening unfolded, the tension between the curse and her dreams of love began to tighten its grip. Would Callow's love be strong enough to break through the curse, or would her mother's whispered words of despair claim another victim? Callow's mother shook her head, her voice firm. I'm sorry, Callow, but I don't trust this girl. There's a curse around her, she is not suitable for our family. Her words struck Callow like a blow. He was shocked and heartbroken. He cared deeply for Obiora but had always respected his parents' wishes. Turning to Obiora with sorrow in his eyes, Callow said softly, Obiora, I'm so sorry. My mother doesn't approve of our marriage. I have to listen to my family. Obiora felt her heart shatter. She had hoped that Callow would see past the curse and love her for who she was. With tears streaming down her face, she nodded silently and left Callow's home. Returning to Duru village, Obiora felt the weight of the curse pressing on her more heavily than ever. Though her heart was aching, she remained kind and gentle, continuing her daily life at the market. She refused to let despair take over, clinging to the hope that someday someone would love her despite the curse. But the heartbreak with Callow left her feeling weary and desperate for a solution. She realized she couldn't keep living under the shadow of her mother's curse. Determined to free herself, Obiora decided to return to Abri's shrine, hoping the powerful spirit could help her once more. With every step toward the sacred place, she carried a mix of hope and fear, wondering if this final act could change her fate. Obiora hoped the powerful spirit Abri could grant her peace and lift the curse that haunted her life. With a heavy heart, she returned to the shrine and knelt once more before the glowing altar. Her voice trembled as she pleaded, Great Abri, the curse placed upon me has brought so much pain. Please help me lift it so I can find happiness and freedom from this burden. Abri appeared in a soft, glowing light, their presence calm and compassionate. The spirit listened to Obiora's plea, seeing the sincerity in her tearful eyes. Obiora, you have endured much because of this curse, Abri said gently. I can lift it, but there is one condition, you must remain calm and never let anger consume your heart. If you do, the curse will return, and it will be even stronger. Obiora nodded eagerly, hope lighting up her face. I promise, Abri. I will stay calm and keep my heart pure. Please, lift the curse, she vowed. With a wave of Abri's hand, a warm, gentle breeze enveloped Obiora. She felt a heavy weight lift from her shoulders, and for the first time in years, she was free. The curse was gone. Filled with gratitude, Obiora thanked Abri with all her heart before returning to Dura village. She resumed her daily life, selling her goods at the market and greeting everyone with her usual kindness. Though the villagers had no knowledge of the curse or her struggles, they admired her beauty and her serene demeanor. Obiora, now free from her burden, lived each day with a renewed sense of hope, determined to keep her promise and cherish the freedom she had fought so hard to gain. Obiora felt lighter now that the curse was lifted, and with her heart at peace, she remained mindful of the promise she made to Abri, staying calm and composed in every situation. Though she had freed herself from the past's shadows, Obiora still longed for someone to love her for who she truly was, untainted by the curse that had once defined her. She held on to hope, believing that one day, she would find that person and a brighter future. One warm afternoon, Obiora went to the village stream to fetch water. As she sat on a rock, reflecting on her life and the struggles she had faced, a deep sadness lingered in her heart. She missed having someone to share her journey with, someone to understand her pain. Lost in thought, she heard a gentle voice call out, "Are you okay?" Obiora looked up and saw a kind-faced man standing by the water. He had warm eyes and a reassuring smile. "My name is Chidibem," he said, walking closer. "You looked sad, and I wanted to make sure you're all right." Obiora felt a sudden warmth from his kindness. "Thank you, Chidibem." "I'm Obiora," she replied softly. They talked for a while, and Obiora found herself opening up to him. Chidibem listened with genuine care and comforted her, making her feel safe and understood. Over the next few days, Obiora and Chidibem met often by the stream. They shared stories, laughter, and quiet moments, and Obiora felt a deep bond growing between them. Chidibem was kind and patient, never pressing her for details about her past. He simply enjoyed her company and made her feel valued. One day, as they sat together by the water, Chidibem turned to her with a serious yet tender look in his eyes. "Obiora, I care about you. You're a wonderful person, and I want to be with you." Obiora's heart skipped a beat. She was taken by surprise, her emotions swirling between hope, fear, and happiness. She hesitated, her mind briefly clouded with thoughts of her past, the curse, and the uncertainty of her future. But something deep inside her told her that Chidibem saw her for who she was, free from the past's chains, and that maybe, just maybe, she was ready to embrace love once more.